Dana White's gotten himself into some hot water on some regards with the Bud Light deal that he's done. He's also, of course, made himself a champion of the people by unabashedly supporting Donald Trump. It's quite the juxtaposition. We're seeing what the UFC is dealing with on a sort of, let's call this a PR nightmare on a daily basis. Now, he did an interview with Vaughn, which was a really good interview. It was nice to watch. And we have some news of, I guess, Vaughn getting canceled by Peloton because he interviewed Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Now, Dana White says he's not going to take any of that flack, and you'll never believe what he did. Let's get into the news right here. So I'm John Della Rose. I'm a PJ Media contributor. This is my article on the matter. And so if you want to look at good news, go to pjmedia.com, and I have usually articles about every day on different topics. You can find my name over there on the authors section. So today I talked about Dana White in his interview here, which is really funny. So as soon as they talked about canceling Theo Vaughn because of his Peloton sponsorship, which went away. And of course, then it was all just because he interviewed Robert Kennedy Jr. And it's all about, you know what, a little jab that happens. And then, there's some things that happened to Matthew Perry that, probably just had to do with him playing pickleball. Wink, wink. Yes, a lot of pickleball deaths out there. Look up the pickleball deaths. It's an epidemic in America. And that's what we'll say on YouTube here. So the company told him brand safety guidelines prevented them from supporting political content. Now, this is very funny because, of course, they shut down his sponsorship over this. But then next, in 2020, they've heavily featured and endorsed Black Lives Matter, citing they're committed to, quote, fighting for racial justice and equity. What happened to their political brand safety guidelines when that happened? I guess it only matters when it's not leftist policies. And this is what happens with corporations. This is why we rail on the comic book industry, because it's the same thing that happens all the way across the board with Disney, with Marvel, with DC, with Warner Brothers. They'll bow to the left every single time. But when it comes to something even marginally right, they just drop their pants and do what they do here. It's ridiculous. So White responded to the Peloton information on Peloton with a strong reaction, saying Peloton sells stationary bikes and they've got a problem with Robert fucking Kennedy. Fuck you, Peloton. And he goes on. They make fun of him, and they make fun of the owner of the Peloton Corporation, who looks like a goober. If you look him up, he's the CEO is Barry McCarthy, and he is the goober you would expect to be at the head of a corporation that makes soy boy decisions like this. And this is what he says after this. He says, "We're getting rid of the Pelotons. Pelotons are out of the gym." So he's like, "Screw it. We're going to cancel Peloton if they cancel you." And it's pretty nice. I mean, so I don't agree with the Bud Light thing. I guess sponsorships are sponsorships. You take what you can get. But he does stand by his convictions, whether you like what he did on that level or not, whether you like, what he does with Robert F. Kennedy or not, whether you like what he thinks of Donald Trump or not. Dana White's unafraid to tell it like it is, and it is unabashedly American to do so. He's not going to bow to different corporate pressures, and it is really nice to see this. He's going to say screw you to the corporations who screw with him and screw with his friends, and that's kind of how it should be. I wish more people were strong like this and actually didn't just bow to the corporate pressure. We might not have blacklisting going on in the entertainment industry of any kind of conservatives out there, which we have right now. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this, my friends. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.